Ukrainian women, it's like 5 in 1. It's perfect mothers, perfect wives, perfect cookers, perfect lovers, perfect housekeepers, and perfect friends. Every man is a hunter, and every woman is a target. So every hunter wants to get his target. And every target at the end of the day would like to be chased and caught. Believe me, you will be happy with her. This lady, when she gets you, trust me, she will keep you with both hands and never let you go. Believe me, guys, the lady who is really interested in you and who really likes you never will ask you for money, for gifts, or for presents from the early beginning of your relations. Why women look for foreign husband? Because women tired of laziness and non-responsibility of our men. If we are talking about spontaneous sex on the first date, it also can be great for sure if both of you feel the magic and chemistry, but only from physiological side. Regarding psychology, guys, in majority of cases, chemistry is one of the smallest reasons why she may want you just on the first date. So remember, date is always for Ukrainian women is kind of exhibition. She will look at you, she will listen at you, smell you even, and evaluate you to make a general conclusion about your future destiny. Nice to see you guys. Haven't been here for ages, and very happy to see all of you again here, especially in these hard and difficult times, guys. So thanks for joining us today. Very happy really to see everybody. And before, guys, we get started, I have some very important information for you. As for my streams in future, so today we are meeting with you on our main channel, but next time and further on, we're gonna meet with you on ukrainedating.tv. So guys, remember this, please. So today, like introduction and our first meeting since very long pause, we're gonna talk with you here, and after on ukrainedating.tv. All links you can find in subscription below. I guess you know how to do that. Also, very important information, guys. Today at 11 Eastern time, you're gonna see live with Anya interviewing Svetlana. It turned out to be that Svetlana's profile just was found out on scam chat, on scam website, and Svetlana unfortunately was shocked, and because she didn't know she's there. So I guess that will be very interesting and exciting. So please join 11 Eastern time, okay, 11 a.m. and see that interesting. Okay. Oh, hello, Yannick. Hello, Yannick. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Happy to see you. Juan, you missed me. Very nice. Happy to hear that, guys. Really, I read some of your comments. Maybe some of you saw. I replied, Gregory, hello. Yes, and I was very pleased that you still remember me and for such nice words. So thank you very much. Yeah, unfortunately, due to this
bad times for Ukraine, this meeting possibly couldn't even happen. But thanks God so far, yeah, I'm alive and here and have this pleasure to see all of you again. So, guys, as for our plan, you remember, a few days ago I commented under one of our videos and I asked you to prepare any interesting questions. So I'm here at your disposal, full disposal. So I guess before, when we have live streams with you here on this channel, you were missing that time when you can really ask me questions, and we always were short of time due to some technical issues. So now I'm at your disposal here, and you can ask me whatever you want. Whatever you want, any topics, please, I'm open to answer all your questions regarding girls, regarding weather, politics, war, situation in the country. So, yes, as you know, Matt, хорошего дня, Vita. Oh, you're talking Russian. You're speaking Russian. Very nice. Nice. Nice to see you too again. And the situation is really difficult here. Mostly, as you know, it's more in central, southern, eastern, and north part of Ukraine, actually, where I am located. For who is interested, I didn't move out of Sumy. I was here every day, so I got all this situation and all these problems and difficulties happening in my life. And still, Sumy region is being shot by missiles and rockets and different kind of weapons day by day. So they don't let us breathe. Sumy is okay so far. I mean, Sumy as a center of region, okay. They don't touch us right now. But anyway, they shoot every day around Sumy. It's very close. Rodney, hello, Rodney. Nice to see you. Have you found your dream girl? Or still no? Where are you now? I'm in Sumy. Yeah, I'm in Sumy and never moved out of here because, I have a private house here. I have lots of pets, 7 pets, and for me, with them was really impossible to move somewhere. And, if you want to know my position, of course, I will not compare Sumy with Kharkov or Mariupol or Nikolaev, the cities which are really in a bad situation. Sumy was in a big danger, and Sumy was in a very bad situation, like February, end of February, March, and April. Since then, it's more calm here, but still, like for example, today we had a shelling for a couple of hours. From one side I heard, from another side I heard, and from third side I heard. I called to some of my friends and to ask, have you heard? But as you know, I live in suburban area. So here we hear much more than people really actually in the city, because all different sounds, cars, noise, people, crowd. So, and these multiple storied buildings, they kind of get in these sounds. But here on the open space, at the end of the city, because it's just forest and river next to my house, and we have very specific places here. So we hear this every time. We can count. I learned now to distinguish, to differentiate incoming and outcoming hits, and what kind of weapon, if it's a rocket or if it's artillery or missiles or whatever. So yeah, the situation is not pleasant. Also, right before we met with you, electricity gone again. So now, like every day, maybe mostly half of the day, we don't have electricity, and that's gonna be a very big problem in winter, because heating and everything, we need to be connected to charge phones fully. So all this makes too much problems right now. Yeah, what else? Chris, how has the war affected you? Did you see any action? What means affected personally me? I'm not injured, thanks God. Nobody of my family injured. My house is okay, stably standing at the right position. My mom, my mother-in-law, everybody is okay. But due to constant stress, and of course, due to the situation we survived here, what happened here, that affected actually, I would say, my psychological condition. I always considered myself to be a strong woman, you know, the woman, experienced one, who had lots in my life and who never actually was afraid of something like really much. But what we had here, guys, I I can't explain you what we survived. And for the person who never was in a war zone or something, that was terrific. That was terrific. We lived in a basement. We have been living in a basement probably 2 months for sure, maybe a little more. So we went out like, unfortunately, I forgot the name of this animal who lives underground, you know, with the big nails, who spoils the roots of the trees. Mole? No, not mole, the small one. He's blind, you know, so we were kind like this. We couldn't sleep. We slept maybe 1 or 2 hours a day. We were on duty. So once we were on duty, we were sleeping in the basement. Can you see me now? Okay, I guess yes. I hope yes. So yeah, we were coming out of basement just to get some food to feed pets, and again and again we had to get back to basement. It was very cold because the basement is under the ground, and sitting there you feel these trembling walls and fidgeting and sounds. Especially I remember the moment when 3 airplanes were flying just above the roof. And for the person who never heard such sounds, you know, who had 2 kids next to me, it was awful. It was awful. Yeah, but in general we are okay. In general we are okay. Anton, I understand people in villages mostly suffers without electricity and some water. Yes, especially Sumy region. I don't know why it keeps going, because actually there is no like war actions right now in Sumy region, but as we are specifically at the border control. For example, my house is just 25 kilometers away from borderline. So just 25 kilometers. Whatever weapon, it can reach my house. So no problem. That's why every time we hear siren or something, or we have these sounds of shelling, of course, I'm very afraid, and you feel this. You feel this every time. So as for infrastructure, they damaged almost everything. As you know, all the rest part of Ukraine, like Western Ukraine, central is more or less okay now, yeah, but eastern, southern, and northern, where Sumy located, that's big issue. So they start shooting since morning till next morning. Like for example, yesterday Sumy region got around 150 incoming hits. I guess I tell it correct. So schools, hospitals, asylums for mentally insane people, libraries, some culture buildings, some parks, even chemistries. Everything is ruined. They shoot even on chemistries, graves. So no comments about that. And yes, yesterday it was a huge shilling as well, and 3,000 people, I guess, in Sumy region left without electricity. So the situation is like this now. Difficult. People afraid, people scared, but actually, you know, Lots of people didn't move out of here because they understand where they can move. People afraid to leave their houses because they can be robbed, they can be ruined. One day you can just get back and you don't have your your house. You don't have place even to get back, where to get back, right? And that's a big tragedy for all of us. And yeah, we suffer without like also water is like almost everyday problem. Some regions has it, some no, and it appears and gone, it appears and gone. So winter is coming, that's the worst. Winter is coming. In summer, you know, it was much easier to survive because most of the time you try to be outside. For me personally, for me, when we have air raid siren, for me it's easier and I feel more safe when I'm outside in the yard, because it seems to me, I understand, everybody understand, right? Because no, but nothing can save you actually from direct incoming heat, right? But at least you can hear the sounds and you can understand from what direction something is flying to you, you know. And but now in winter you are in the home, so it's a little bit difficult. Yeah, Chris, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Так, Rodney. Yeah, thanks, Rodney. Thanks for your praying. Yes, we really appreciate the help of foreign countries of Europe. Really, I don't know what our people really would do, because lots of people really stayed without even reason to live. Abandoned, no food, no apartments, no houses. Somebody lost family members. That's actually very big tragedy, and we are very thankful for European countries which really accept our people and help as much as they can. That's great. So okay, what the common Ukrainians are talking about that staged a referendum. What common Ukrainian can say? Actually, that considered to be, of course, illegal. And everybody understand all those referendum, they are fake. Some people who really pro-Ukrainianly motivated, they are against, and they try to avoid. They don't open the doors. They try to escape to territories which are by under Ukrainian control. They try to be like partisans or something like this. But some people already, even in those parts of Ukraine, they are brainwashed, you know, like in Lugansk, they are, as far as I know, they really want to be joined to Russia. But actually, the whole world, I guess that's obvious, that's all fake. Yesterday, I got some interview. They even start to replace the adults' voices for kids' voices. So, like kids from 13 up to 17 years old, they put their voices in those electional pages, like electional documents, instead of adults who doesn't want. So maybe for some money, maybe for some presents, maybe presenting them something. I don't know. But referendum, it's like, we all understand that's just fake. That's just fake. I guess you're satisfied with my question, with my answer, Juan. And hello again. In my experience, if you hear can identify indirect fire, it will not be a direct hit on your position. Yes, you know, but we still just simple people, and we are not aware. Nobody taught us how to differentiate, how to distinguish, right? So just by our experience, sometimes you are in such a panic that you just hear the echo, for example. Or sometimes you talk to another person, to the neighbor, and you ask from what side was the sound, and he said from that side, but I hear it specifically from another side. You know, we in such a condition here, not everybody, of course, not everybody, but still, like you confuse even sounds. For me now, if the neighbor shut the garage door too loudly, metal door too loudly, I can make like these movements, you know, because I think something falling down, something flying, you know. Some people are okay, some people are okay, men not so much stressed, but still. Okay, guys, your questions, Rodney. Awesome to see you, Vita. You are loved, missed, and respected beyond words. So pleased to see you safe and well. Slava Ukraini! Героям слава! Sincerely, all my love to your family. Thanks. With great respect, Rodney. Yeah. Great Britain helped a lot. USA, all countries, more or less all countries. Some people, of course, we consider now not to be our friends as before, right? Like some countries, but I won't tell about this here, not to make any politics. Okay, the referendum will never be accepted by the Western world. Exactly, military aid will still continue from the world. UK given 2 billion in military next year. Ukrainian ambassador gave talk. Yes, that's the issue. That's the issue. I talked to some people from Mariupol, from Lugansk, from Zaporozhye, from Kherson, Nikolaev, Melitopol, all those occupied territories. But I can tell you also 50-50. Some people really oriented only for Ukraine, only. They still do some partisan work, hiding. But some people really think to be under Russia, it's a nice future for them. Though I can't understand that. And lots of people, maybe some people just think it will be easier to survive. Maybe some people think, and from one side I can understand them, if most of people will accept that referendum, so maybe not so big fights will happen on that territory. You know, maybe in May, I was talking to one guy, my friend, he's from Melitopol, which is occupied, and I asked him about the mood of people living there. And he said 50-50. I said, guys, how can be 50-50? How it's possible? And he said, different moods among people. And Melitopol, it was occupied since the very first day. So no actually too much war actions were there. No shooting, no shelling, no rockets, nothing. And people, maybe thanking to God that yes, they are occupied, but they're not suffering from bombs and incoming hits all the time. So it's okay for them. They prefer to stay alive instead of being with Ukraine. Some moods like this also exist, And I say, but it's impossible. I say, anyway, Ukrainian army will come and they will take it back sooner or later with big victims, lots of blood, big damage. But anyway, one day it's going to happen. And he said, oh, people don't want to have ruined houses, buildings, to live in this damaged city. I said, but anyway, you should understand. By the way, when our military shoots, they do it like juveliers, really, because I know that because the city Trostianets, which is very close to Sumy, it was like a small Mariupol. It wasn't too much talked about this in mass media, but that was like small Mariupol, like small Bucha. They were occupied till the beginning of April. They did there the same. So even I lost my thought, guys. I wanted to say it because of something, because of mood. People were not ready to be occupied, and even when Russian soldiers bring them food and something, people rejected. So soldiers understood people afraid to take. They put it just in the center of the city and left, but people still didn't take it. And then when the Trostianets was deoccupied, So our military had to shoot like completely, fully. Why? Because Russian soldiers put their weapon between houses, between private houses, and people were standing like a live protection, like a live wall. They did it intentionally, but our military was really very good professionals. So not so much damage because of our shilling. So it depends. But world, of course, won't accept those referendums because that's not legal, especially now. Pierre, hello. Who are partisans today? How do you define them? We can't define them because it's a hidden groups of people. They are not demonstrating. They are not demonstrating. They are demonstrating their activity, not calling them partisans. Just in the morning, you wake up and you saw some documents, some motivation slogans or mottos drawn on buildings or some posters. Or, in Melitopol, Zaporozhye, Kherson, too much explosions last weeks, That's all work of partisans. So they are fighting against collaborants. They know traitors who really get to Russian side, and they punish, they do their job thanks to them. So, but of course they are not announcing. We just know those people doing their job, and thanks to them. Yeah. Juan, again, what is referred to as shell shock? It will take time to overcome. Not flinching after hearing sudden loud noises will take mental training and time. Yeah, I understand what you're talking, but it's like, it's more medical. It's more medical. It depends. It depends. It depends. I have a friend. He's a husband of my colleague, and he got this shell shock three times, but he's okay. Now he's okay. He's in some hospitals for 3 times. He's recovering. He's okay. But of course, psychologically, even if you are not damaged physically, like direct affection, right? But mentally, we will remember. For example, personally, I have emotions till the end of my life. I will never remember, and I think I will be afraid for many years, and I will confuse some sounds probably. So that will be okay. Who else want to ask something? Yannick. To be under Russia means that they take a person's tongue. Yeah, to be under Russia, that's something incredible. I really can't understand how people can be so brainwashed. Really, I can't understand. That's impossible. The most scary thing, to be occupied and to live in their system of values, to live with the people of such mentality. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. For me, I think it's even better to be killed at once than to live with such people. That's not people, that's kind of animals. They are like maniacs, murderers, robbers. They are psychologically sick. If you listen, because I know, guys, you have some, of course, resources to watch, to read, but still, that's not that amount and that, so I mean, clear information as we get here, and sometimes you can't even call them people. What they are doing and how that can be in some healthy mind, impossible. So I would never want even to live with such people next to me, to have them as a neighbor. So for me, it's a very worrying question. One day, hopefully, the war finishes, the war stops, and I guess we're gonna win, no matter how and how much victims we're gonna have, how many victims. But anyway, one day it's gonna happen. So to have neighbors like them now, I mean, even one day will be silence, we still will be expecting some incoming weapon hits, right? Because you never know what's in their mind. You never know. And yeah, to live under Russia, for clear-minded people in Russia, even, I think it's difficult now. If you see lots of people trying to escape. I have a friend in Russia, very good and wise woman. We talk with her every single day. She's asking me how was the night, if we are alive, we were dangerous at night or no. So very nice person. After she read about this mobilization new one, she's shocked for 2 days. She can't talk. She say, oh my God, they took all cars from people. They took all cars from all the companies and enterprises. They took people who never had army experience now. They took people who had hypothec, like these credit loans for accommodation for buying houses, you know. And if the woman, for example, babysitting right now small child and the husband was the only provider and people have these huge bank credits, so they take now these people, or even men who has 5 kids. So she's shocked. She's shocked. She showed me the screenshot yesterday of her conversation with one of her friends. The guy is 58 years old and he's almost blind. Almost blind. He has -6 or something. His eyesight is very weak. And he said they made a note in his documents that he is a sniper. And it was low, like, you know, many smiling smiles. What a sniper. I'm blind. What kind of, what's that actually? So yeah, Tracy, nice to see you, Tracy. Thanks for joining us today. It's a pure comedy as Russia tries to call up their reserve military and their alliance of their citizens trying to leave so that they don't have to participate in the special military operation. Yeah, we all watch all these videos and that's comic. They are drunk, they are fighting. That's real videos, not like performance, you know, like some people try to convince us that, oh, all those shows just paid. No. And people shocked. Of course, not everybody wants and not everybody supports the war there. So, of course, people don't want to be kind of meat, because these people we can call only like meat. They're not prepared, they're not trained, they're not experienced, they're not taught. So they don't have the right uniform, even weapon. So no words for that. Pierre, are they always pro-Ukraine side? Pierre, can you clarify your question, please? Who, about whom we are talking specifically? Who always pro-Ukrainian side? You mean people who doesn't want to go to war? Not necessarily. If I understand your question correctly, it's not necessarily, because, you know, I was talking with my Russian friend yesterday, and she was shocked. I said, that's what we call collective responsibility. So you guys accepted the beginning of this war. You kept silence. Most of you even feeling quite motivated to continue and to be more severe. If you read some Russian public, you can see lots of comments like, oh, bomb these Ukrainians, burn Kiev, stop babysitting with them. It's time to show them who is the owner here. That's our land, blah, 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 blah. So they're crazy. They're crazy. But to talk in the car or Odnoklassniki.ru or in some shitty, garbage Telegram channels to make scary comments or something like this against Ukraine, that's not the same when to take your ass out of sofa, right? To get the uniform, to say goodbye to your small daughter, and to go to Ukraine war just before winter, and it's gonna be -20, -27, how it was last winter, to stay in the ground, in the wet, in the cold, without food and normal weapon and everything. That's different situations. To talk bullshit, watching TV, that's one, and to be in the war, that's another. So mostly of the people who really want Ukraine in Ukraine, I mean from Russian side, they don't want to fight, because I explained why. It's very nice to sit and talk in a warm house, but when it touches your own family and you personally, that's different situation. So it doesn't, if the people don't want to go to war as a soldiers, that doesn't mean they are not accepting war in Ukraine or not supporting it. No, that's just like personal fear. I don't want to be a meat. But what we're gonna do? Juan, people say the current US administration is responsible for the escalation of events in Ukraine by Russia. I understand it's a sensitive topic. You don't have to comment if you don't want to. No, Juan, for me, there is no topics I don't want to discuss. I'm open and honest. Maybe even from my past live streams, if I can tell whatever, even if people don't like it. But anyway, that's serious question about politics. And I accept that we simple people, we don't know even 10% of the truth. If you think thoroughly, we know only what people want us to know and what they show us. So about responsibility of USA, I also got some article, kind like what you asked me. Probably the main purpose, as they say, to weaken Russia, right? To take it out of the stage of being one of the leaders, right? To make it more weak, to destabilize it. So that can be true. Of course, that can be true. But from another side, I have some doubts. Personally, I have some doubts. Because if we look at the beginning of war, nobody actually was prepared. USA was not even hinting. I guess they told openly that the war gonna start, but nothing happened. So people didn't believe. So if, as I say, I'm not politic, and maybe my idea is completely wrong, I'm sorry for that, but I think personally, if USA planned to destabilize and to weaken Russia for a long time, and they thought the long, exhausting war should happen really to make affection on Russia. So they would prepare that much earlier. I mean, they would bring much more weapons before, they would train our soldiers before, they would even make some storages of humanitarian help, of some supplies, devices, whatever needs for a long period of such kind of war. But if you see at the beginning, even if you see all American reviews, reports, so that's not the question if Russia will occupy Kiev, but it's a question when. So 24 hours, 3-4 days, all those dates. So I guess if the original plan was like that, that's out of logic, because normally 99% of the world thought that Ukraine will be occupied. Really, it's a small country, it's poor country, no military, no weapon, just broken economy, corruption, all the shit what's gonna happen in Ukraine. So it happened in Ukraine. So Ukraine actually didn't have any chance. So what can war of 3-4 days, even for 1 month, how it can weaken the country like Russia? So for me, it's out of logic, for me. But I can be mistaken. I don't know. So when the help, actual, real help, start to get here, much later, after 3-4 days, right? When people saw that Ukrainians never want to be under Russian control, they don't want to join, nobody is meeting Russian soldiers with flowers here, right? Or with posters. Oh, we are happy to see you. In some regions, yes. Some bastards, yes. But all those rats will be punished, I believe, one day for sure. So about this moment, I don't think so, though I can be mistaken. But I guess if the original plan was like this, they should be prepared much, much, much properly and much before to be able to prolong this war, to make it exhausting, you know. Sorry, I missed your comment, Pierre. Referring to my previous question, where do they emerge from? From civils or soldiers? Oh, from civils or soldiers. Never sacrifice. Oh, I missed previous question. Sorry. Never sacrifice independence or sovereignty. No, never. Real Ukrainians, believe me, people are really, really, really patriotic here now. We are united as never before. Russian language is really being pressed. Though I'm a Russian speaking person, I live in a Russian speaking city. I was born in Soviet Union. My kids speaking Russian. They now have problems in school because all school programs now in Ukrainian language. So they have really difficulties. But I can speak Ukrainian perfectly. For me, it doesn't matter in Russian or in Ukrainian. But now too much patriotic things, too much, even new patriotical music, national music about war. So all that makes you even listen and crying sometimes, you know. That's really a sensitive question right now. But we are not going. No, no, Rodney. We are going to fight. We understand and we realize. And as for maybe this question will be interested. As for peace agreement, right? So Ukrainian people won't let our president, because I know some European people blame our president for that he is not going to finish this war by peace agreement. Our people will not do that, and they will not let him do that, because all those victims, if we give some territories to them just to stop war, all those victims, all that blood, they gonna be in vain, like made in vain, so just like for nothing. Then we betray their memory and their honor, you know, because all those people died for sovereignty of Ukraine. So we don't have right, though such thoughts exist in society, especially in high high war activity places. Even I, when we were bombed here every day, I had these thoughts, but I didn't understand that since beginning. The only what person want, just being stopped. Please stop bombing us. Please leave us alone. And we were ready for everything. And we were thinking, okay, give them Lugansk, give them Donbass, just make them stop. But nobody understood that that will be the trap, that will be disaster, and that will be the end of Ukraine. Because this person, as all of you see, and that's quite obvious, he doesn't have principles, no honesty, just no dignity, just nothing. So if we give now part of the territory just to shut him down, it only seems, it's illusion that he gonna stop. No, he will get back, he will lick his wounds, he collect much more military money, budget, weapon, and then he will gulp Ukraine. Just nothing will left here. So we don't have right. For that. So yeah, people gonna fight. Yeah. Okay, guys. Oh, Vauxhalls, nice to see you. So many years, you still here. Very nice. Welcome back, Vita. It's been, it passed, sorry, so fast. Too long. Yeah. It's been too long, you know, for some family circumstances, yes, and now I'm a little bit, I'm better than before. Of course, earlier it wouldn't be even a question to start streaming. Even now, it's difficulties because, as I said, electricity gone just before streaming. I was in panic. Some power bank, something. Though I kept my phone now 24/7 on charge. My cable's just burning because I never take my phone out of charge. Yes, because it's very scary to get out of connection. You need to be aware about air raid siren and some news about shilling. So we got all these notifications all the time. So you should be online all the time. Yeah, guys. So some other questions, Pierre. Sorry, I missed your previous question. Ukrainians here say that they want to keep talking Russian and go back to Ukrainian language. They even don't know the Ukrainian language. Yes, that's understandable because people who lives in Russian-speaking regions, they used to language. They were born with that language. They were taught. They actually all their life they are thinking in Russian language. That's the same with me. I still speak in Russian in my family, in my house. Though now, honestly, from all my heart, I had everything what refers to Russia. Everything, completely. But still, I'm adequate person. I'm okay person. I know Ukrainian and I know Russian. But some people really, they say, what's the difference? You know, my small daughter said this phrase very often, what's the difference? And you know what I'm asking her now? Are you Russian? Because this phrase, it become like a motto now. What's the difference? Some people really very aggressive now to the people who is speaking Russian. Some people doesn't see any difference because it means actually the main what kind of person you are. And as you know, many soldiers who is fighting in the war fields right now, protecting our country, they are Russian-speaking people. And we can't press them to start speaking Ukrainian. So that's, by the way, also very sensitive question. Because some literature, of course, was now deleted from school program, some monuments, even like name of the city, name of the streets, and some cultural places, they change into Ukrainian names right now. So everything what refers to Russian, now they try to delete. It depends. I guess anyway, Ukrainian people must know Ukrainian language because it's a state language. It's not a question to talk to a Polish person who doesn't know Polish, right? Even if he lives in Australia, of course, he should learn English language, but his native language is Polish. Why? It's because of propaganda and brainwashing for so many years that Ukrainian, it's not a nation, it's not a state, they don't have right to be independent or free. Russia, 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 Russia. So that's why now some people are really very aggressive to Russian-speaking people. Some people will keep speaking Russian, but it's like personal. I don't think we should push someone. I don't think. But to know your native language, it's a must, I guess. Yannick, if given a region for peace, he will just come back for more. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was talking about. Yes. It's like a always hungry maniac. So how much you give him, he always will have bigger appetite. So he will never stop. Rodney, he has been planning this for years, building the Kerch Bridge, and taking Crimea. He will never stop. He will stop, he will be stopped, and I guess he will be stopped by his own people, of course, for sure. This can't last forever. I guess some Russian people also should waken up and take out their pink glasses. So he will be stopped sooner or later, hopefully. But the direction of governing the Russia, of course, should be changed completely and totally. All these sanctions, they will start working, I believe. People will start suffering and they will be not happy. Then people maybe will start to think, for what? For whose idea, for whose personal ambitions we are dying, and for what we are actually fighting. So, but yes, peace agreement we can't do. Fortunately, Russian generals and high officers proved incredibly incompetent. Yeah, to the point where they were unable to organize logistical lines. Thanks God. We are very happy for all their mistakes, really. Every their mistake makes us happy. So let them be incompetent, drunk, not professional, idiots, making silly mistakes. We will be only happy for that. Yes, Russian people. We hear here all the caught phone calls of Russian soldiers to their families, to each other, to some friends, to lovers, to wives. Those calls brings lots of information, but I guess you guys don't have access to such calls. We have some on publics. Very interesting to hear. Then you can understand all the mentality and what these people thinking about. Even their women. Oh my God. Oh my God. Probably the mentality and the way of thinking of Russian women makes me feel like not surprised, but it's like disgusting. It's something disgusting. They're not even women. I was much better. I have much better attitude and opinion about Russian women, because we always be considered like before 2014, like brothers and sisters, all the same country, something like this. But now, oh my God, I'm afraid what kind of kids such women going to grow, whom they grow. That's horrible to have such mentality. It's scary. Yes. Meek, hello. Are there Ukrainian women in Eastern Ukraine who are pro-Russia? Of course. What is your best advice when dating a Ukrainian woman who is pro-Russia? My advice: to leave her and never date with her again. Honestly, I don't want to be, I'm always objective, okay? But now, due to all this situation, not because I suffer or Ukrainians suffer, but I think people who is pro-Russian now, even living on Ukrainian territory, they're just not normal. Not normal. I don't know what to expect from such people. That's interesting topic, interesting question. Yesterday I read on VK some comments of two women from the same place, from Donetsk. It's interesting. But one woman was originally from Donetsk and another moved there from Russia. So that was very interesting conversation. They were ready to kill each other. Really. So I don't know. Yeah, if you don't care about politics, maybe for you it's okay. But I think their brains are broken. That's my opinion right now. And if you are pro-Ukrainian, I mean, if you understand really what's going on, you can't accept it, because anyway, talking to her and listening to her ideas, you will not be happy. I have a woman who divorced with a man. She's not my friend, but like kind of familiar people. They divorced with husband because he is pro-Russian. Originally, his relatives from Russia, but all his life he was living in Ukraine, in Western Ukraine, and they were married, and now they divorced. They divorced because she said, I can't hear this bullshit about Russia. And when I talked to him, he was also angry and said, oh, why all of you think the Russia is guilty, all this shit. I said, please stop. I don't discuss politics with my friends, because it can be the last conversation. I don't want even to explain, to hear, to listen, nothing, just nothing. When I sent him some informative videos which gives really much information. And he was not happy. He stopped answering me. Say, okay, goodbye, goodbye. So it's up to you. It depends. It depends. But if you love her greatly, Anton, bravo. Happy you like. Happy you like. Yes, guys. This stream, I guess, yeah, more questions about war, not about girls, because all of you interested, I guess, in some information. And because it's open resource for you now, for honest information, not from television, not from YouTube, but just from person. And I always tell what I think, and some facts. Foreign people anyway, they can't read or can't watch, like, even because of lack of language, right? Because it's in Russian. Sometimes I send to my foreign friends, sorry, 1 second. Some videos in Russian or Ukrainian about what's really going on, but unfortunately the person cannot translate. So you're welcome. Any questions about war or politics? I'm not good at politics. Just like my political views based more on my inner intuition. How I feel. But anyway, sometimes maybe it's more correct than to know real politics situation. Okay, guys, your next questions. What else? Who is here? Do you guys want Vita to stay? Ark, you really want? Okay, guys, I'm ready. I didn't want to bother you with my presence for so long time for the first time. But if you want, I can stay longer, Juan. Sorry, after the war is over, do you think this experience will have a positive impact on the quality of men in Ukraine? I can imagine two outcomes: strong, hardworking men and mentally damaged men. Of course, definitely. Definitely, it influences men. I have a godfather of my small daughter, and he's a soldier now, fighting. By the way, now he's in, I won't tell, who knows who is listening to our live stream, but I can tell you that influence men's psychology too. The worst thing, what also influenced me personally, that what they do with people whom they caught, like when Russian soldiers caught our guys, they are really cruel. And I can't understand how the man being the man and feeling what actually men should feel, how they do such things. And that's true. I have a guy, he's a driver in Western Ukraine, and he got the task, he was involved in bringing our guys that were set free. They were all injured. Somebody didn't have legs, somebody didn't have eye, arm, like really handicapped. It was 27 people he brought back home, from Russia territory. And they were all, what's the right name for this? Oh my God, sorry. So their organs, their main organs were cut. I would say like this, and probably YouTube will like more censored, more soft things. The driver was crying. He couldn't talk. He couldn't talk. He couldn't explain that to me. He said, "Can you imagine, 27 young men? So first of all, they are injured and handicapped. All of them were tortured in this way. Who can do that? They're like Papuas or some tribes, cannibal tribes. I don't know. That's the bottom. That's the bottom of person's personality, I guess, to do something like this. So they hit the most painful point at the men's psychology. And even when they do that, they explain why they do, that they cannot produce new Ukrainian generation. So, of course, I guess will be a very high percentage of men who gonna commit suicide. I can understand them. Some of them has wives, girlfriends, some of them are young. So it's a big, it's a finish of their life. So how men will feel later in future? It's not like a man. Okay, we are not saying rude, but I mean the person will feel like it, like this. So of course, some men will feel much stronger. I know lots of people who never was like even war oriented, you know, were peaceful men with a normal good psychology, and they went voluntarily. So they just decide uh, it's their right and their responsibility to protect the country. The godfather of my elder daughter, he's quite old, but he's very sporty. He's more than 60. And oh my God, he was trying and trying to get to military. By the way, he was from Bucha. And yeah, they escaped with the family on the third day. I called him on the Thursday, 24th February, and he said, oh, no, we're gonna stay home. We are not escaping. No, on the third day, like, woof, they ran to Switzerland and they stayed there since March. So everything is happy, but the person can't stay there. He said, I want to get home. Everything is perfect. He showed me a house which government gave them, rented for them, right? So food, clothes, schools, football team, football club for kids. Everything is nice. But he said, I can't stay here anymore. I want back home. Thanks God he's home, by the way, is okay. Just broken windows, broken car. He has a very nice car. On one car, on his wife's car, they escaped, and one car he left. And it was completely damaged because under the car shelter, like a special place to hide cars, there were the Tesla of his neighbor. So just like neighbor asked, can my car stay here? Yeah, and they were trying, Russian soldiers, they were trying to get Tesla out, but no keys, nothing. So because they couldn't take the cars, they just damaged them severely. Broken windows, scratch, everything. And that's not the joke. I want also you to know, some foreign people think we exaggerate. We exaggerate bad things what Russian people makes here. Or maybe we make a show like somebody doesn't believe what happened in Bucha or Irpin. I have two people, personally, I have two people whose houses, private houses, were occupied by Russian soldiers. These people not only damage everything, they're not stealing everything. They really make toilet, guys, on the floor. And that surprised my friends mostly. He said, I can understand they steal Italian shoes of my wife. I can understand they steal mink coat or gold or money or whatever. They wanted to take a laptop and notebook, I guess, from Bucha guys, but they were afraid, I guess, because they were like of good quality, expensive devices. So maybe they were afraid they will be traced by, traced by internet, and they just broken it. And everywhere they make toilet, not pee, guys, toilet on the white glance floors. It's like a what, like a fetish or mentality, or I was here, like a signature. So when I hear about second army of the world, I comment to some people on Facebook. It's those people who never saw toilet. And my friend in the nearest village, he has a very big house, and he escaped. He escaped wounded. He lost lots of blood, but he escaped. He couldn't stay with them. And they were living in his house, of course, still broken everything. But private house, here's the toilet, here is the bathroom, and here is the yard, outside, forest, so much of open space. But the people make toilets specifically in the room where they slept. What's that? Oh my God. So we are not exaggerating. When you hear such stories, we are not exaggerating. That's not to make you more sorry for Ukrainians or to blame more Russians, to make them look more dirty. No, that's true stories. Just from my personal relatives, like friends, like godfathers, one of them godfather, you know. So the person is, he is very strong guy. When he came to his house and he saw all this, but thanks God it's not broken like completely. Of course, it's very discomfortable for him. He feels very sorry for his house, you know, and it affected psychology. But some people will be strong. Some will start drinking. That's always war breaks people. War breaks people. So, Eric, nice to see you. I requested for you to come back to live chat. Okay, very nice. I'm very happy, Eric, to see you here still. Info seeker. This venue is very good because we now are able to see the opinions and the free thinking of each individual lady in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Soon I will be 50s, oh my God, and hopefully 50s and even 60s. This is great. Yes. Yeah, guys, so I guess I should remind you that the next live chat will be on ukrainedating.tv, not on this channel. Today we made it here not to confuse you, but then on it's our new channel, so the link you should find in the description below. And also don't forget at 11 a.m. Eastern time you're gonna see interview with Anya interviewing Svetlana about how she got onto scam website and how she is shocked because of this. So please join who has this possibility. Today is Saturday. I guess you all will be very interested to get some information about such things. Yeah, so what else, guys? Also, hello, Vita, Alan. Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to see, guys. I remember all of you, all your comments, and how nicely we spent time with you during live streams before. How many things we discussed with you. So nice to see that some of you still here, and I mean, not only remembering me, but that you still here and find the information which we share with you here, like useful for you. And guys, I hope some of you should already find your ideal match. Why not? I gave you so many nice lessons about matchmaking and how not to be scammed. Vita, do you think there will be a displacement of some of the Ukrainian beautiful lady as they would stay in the countries they moved to? I guess not. That's not actually the question to me, because I'm not referred to girls, okay, right now. But why not? I think it's also a very good chance to some of you guys, because now these girls are closer to you as never before. First of all, they're in Europe, most of them in Europe. Most of them, sorry guys, I need to. So most of them must learn English now, because they're in Europe, and it's very difficult, you know, to stay in a foreign country without knowing language. So most of them attend courses now. Most of them, not most of them, lots of them plan to stay in Europe. So for you, it will be much easier to contact them, even to meet with them, because now you can't come to Ukraine, right? But you can come maybe to Germany, to Poland, to Czech Republic, to Hungary, or Belgium, Netherlands, France, Spain, whenever our girls now, they are all over the world right now, closer than ever before to all of you. So I don't see any reason why they should be replaced from the database of our company. So I guess it's also a good chance. First of all, girls also will be aware more about European mentality. So it's easier. It's kind of, they adopt and they adjust, and maybe will be easier for you and for them to get in touch and find some common points, because it's very important. But still I see big flood of people coming back home, even to the hottest places. Sometimes that's really strange for me. Now more people coming back than getting out. The tendency is like this. Vita is not exaggerating. It's all shown on BBC World News Service. The BBC reporters are all over Ukraine. Yes, I know, and I'm happy they are here. I'm happy because sometimes I hear, no, that can't be true. That's all cheap propaganda or paid show or performances. No, that's true. That's true. So, guys, more questions. Pierre Vita, with which eyes do you look at Belarus now after this war? Did you change your attitude towards it? No, I didn't. I didn't change. In what meaning I changed actually? I didn't change my attitude to simple Belarusian people because I know Belarus is for Ukraine. Belarus itself, but not Lukashenko. This idiot, of course, I can't explain you how much I respected him before. For so many years, he was an ideal president. I was envy. I was envious to Belarus that they have such a good, honest, like president. But now, oh my God, he's just old idiot, sick person. And we make a meme from this, with the map. And now, guys, I will show you from where the attack on us was prepared. Now it's kind of joke here. Yeah, we made a meme. But he's very cunning person. And I'm sure, not sure, okay, 90% I'm sure, my personal insight, so that he's not going to attack openly. He probably would give territory to attack from his territory. He would train his soldiers, but he's too afraid to get, I guess, problems with West and with Europe. So I don't think so. And if he would let his army go fully, of course, part of his army are here. Some soldiers, of course, are here, but I don't think there are too much people with really high motivation to fight against Ukraine. I don't believe so. I don't have any negative attitude to Belarus itself. So if we compare Russian nation and Belarusian nation, it's absolutely different stories. Russians, I hate now. I hate till, oh my God, till the last drop of my blood. I will pass this hate to all generations, like next and next and next and next. Maybe one day on my streams, I can show you the pictures which my small daughter is drawing. You will be shocked. You're gonna like it. So it's drawings of 6-year-old child, not fish, not flowers, but just war. Kremlin is burning, flags. Very interesting. So we were sending those pictures to godfather of her, who is soldier now. So Belarusian people, I don't have any negative attitude. Lukashenko, of course. Does Lukashenko do what Russia tells him to do? Mostly, of course, because he is dependent. Of course, he has to do, but still he's trying to sneak, between, because he understands Putin is not forever. And when the Putin is over or gone, and one day he's gone for sure, So that start big problems for him and for his countries. And I didn't complete my thought before. If he let his army fully organized, right, and give them weapon, so there is a big chance that this army will turn against him personally, because nobody wants Lukashenko as a president. He's a dictator right now. So simple people doesn't want him. So there is a great chance, and he is afraid of that. So he's trying to be flexible between. Of course, he is on the side of Putin, but he understands the results of his actions in the future. So I guess he will not let his army attack. They will shoot some rockets, as they did, by the way, as they did. So we know when we got rockets here from Belarus, we know all the time, so we are reported. This war proved that Lukashenko is the dog that Putin keeps on a tight leash. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. Absolutely exact goodness, sorry. Description. Sorry. Description of him. Yeah. Nasaj, hello. Ukraine is pulling off the unbelievable and rolling the world to their side. I don't really think Russia will be able to use nuclear weapons. Oh, that's a serious question as well, this nuclear weapon. Before we were thinking, personally, I was sure that not. He's not going. People won't let him. People won't let him because, anyway, it's not the one person, as all of you know, right, to press the red button. So it's the chain of people. And maybe if he is correct already in his mind, but some other people in this chain, they have their relatives, daughters, wives, and they want to leave at last, at the end of the day. They still want to live, not being in bunker. So there is a chance that some people in this chain will stop or will be sabotaging these actions, right? But now they say the chance of his using nuclear weapon is getting higher, really, because he is in desperation right now. I really think most people don't agree with me, but my personal vision, this war began not mostly because of political reasons, but because of his personal ambitions, because he always was hating Ukraine. He can't let us be independent. He can't understand why people here can live better than in Russia. So I think he's just paranoidally afraid of something. And as a politician, and even as a military leader, right? So he's guiding the army right now. So his actions, they're out of logic right now. So that tells about what? That the person is not confident. He is sacrificing even his own population. He doesn't care about people in Russia at all. His kids will be happy forever. They will have enough money and everything. They don't care. But simple people under sanctions and everything, he doesn't care, if you see. So he considers his people right now like a meat. So actually, there is no logic in his actions, and he's so stubborn, he can't stop. Even if he realizes in his mind right now that it's time to stop, but he doesn't know how to sell it to his population. But that would be the best option, actually, to make the shit look like a candy, right? So to wrap it in a nice packaging and telling, oh my God, we reached our goals. We changed our goals. Okay, sorry, a little bit during the process, right? And now, guys, we are fighting not with Ukraine, we are fighting with USA, we are fighting with the whole world, with NATO. Oh my God, the whole world is against us. So, of course, Russia cannot continue that for a long time, because we understand that's exhausting our country, and we can't let our country to get into stagnation and all this shit. He can't do that. He can do that, but he doesn't want. But logically, he should do that. He should stop and he should find a way. But no, he would go till the end because he doesn't care right now. He doesn't care right now what people think about him. I'm not telling about Ukrainian people, about the whole world. He lost his final, he lost his face, finally, his reputation, the respect, I don't know, his place in the world. Now he will be in the history like who? Like terrorist. He's terrorist. He's just simple terrorist. So thanks God I didn't use the word I used to use in my ordinary life here. So not to shock you and not to shock YouTube. But he's just paranoid terrorist who doesn't know how to stop, how to get out of the situation because he didn't expect something like this. He understands more weapon is coming here. He understands Lend-Lease sooner or later, hopefully, will happen here. And he doesn't know what to do except keep going. You know, keep going. No other way. Sorry, guys, it's becoming a little bit dark here. 1 second, let you give you a little bit light. Sorry. Can you see me better now like this? Oh, I guess yes. Yes, because it's getting dark. Yes, so what else? Since Putin's a dictator and always have a bad end, chances are, even if he's talking serious, the people around him would end up killing him. Absolutely, I agree. I would kill personally 3 people. Personally, my dream, my desire. Guess who? Guess who? 3 of them. 3 of these nice guys. I guess you guess. This is my opinion. This conflict did not stop now. This started back in 2004 that caused it. What caused this conflict? People in Lugansk and Donetsk region. These people are the reason. They called Russian peace there. They were not satisfied. But as I said, my personal opinion, from now on, you know, in my previous streams, I mean, year or 2 ago, I'm very tolerant person, you know, not racist or something. But from now on, I'm against Lugansk and Donetsk people. I mean, Ukrainian oriented people already moved out of there. They don't want to live under Russian. Who left there? Reds. So these people, I blame and I accuse them in beginning of this war. It's their fault. They were calling Putin, come, we don't want to leave, we don't like, we don't satisfy, president is Jew, blah, blah, whatever they could explain. But I always was telling, if you're not satisfied with your country, just please take your baggage and get out, your ass, out of here. Siberia, welcome. Khabarovsk, welcome. Whatever. Buryat, Yakutia, whatever. Open. The doors are open. So if you don't like, please move out. That can't be. That's not working like this. I made such an example to one of my friends. We were discussing these political topics. Sorry. It's like the same, you know. I live in Sumy. And I live in such part of Sumy, suburban one, which considered to be a little bit abandoned, but it's my little paradise. I like, it's my dream place. I will never move out of here, okay? But infrastructure, zero. Roads, zero. I will show maybe one day the photo of roads I have here. You will be shocked probably. So it's muddy. But yesterday we had such a nice rainbow all over the sky. Say, oh, Ukraine will win. That's for sure. That's a good sign. I never in my life saw such kind of rainbow. Next time maybe I will show you. And I explain to people, I don't like the place actually how it's organized by government. Okay, because no drugstores, no supermarkets, big problems with electricity because electrical equipment is very weak and it's broken like from every blow of the wind, you know, and after every rain. I cannot have electricity maybe for one day, for 24 hours. So maybe I'm also not happy, and I would like to be with Kharkov. I don't like to be more part of the Sumy. So this is my part, suburban part of Sumy. So what should I do? Call Kharkov governor. Oh, please, I don't like Sumy governor. Please take me, take me. I want to be the part of Kharkov Oblast, right? So that's a bullshit. So Vita, move your ass, take your luggage and go to Kharkov. Sell the house and move out. That's not working like this. So those people, in my eyes, did like this. That's not their territory. That's a territory of country. That's not their personal territory. Sell your property and go. If you want to be with Russia, just nobody keep you here. The door always open. So that was the reason. But now they keep telling somebody is bombing them. That's a sensitive topic, guys. Vita, it will be awesome to see you on new channel. I will be proud and it will be an honor to speak with you live on camera on my new laptop. I will make sure I look smart with shirt and tie. Yes, for sure, for sure, for sure. Yes, guys, so something wrong with my hair. These Russians are these Russians are speaking out on behalf of Ukraine and totally against the war. In all countries, there are good and bad people. Absolutely. So you simply cannot hate all Russians. Amen. Not all Russians, of course. I told you, I have a friend in Russia. I have a friend in Russia, and I'm talking to her every day, and I adore her. She's awesome. Her mind is clean. She's sympathizing. She's in shock. And she understands what really goes on. But I can tell you also, I have a brother in Russia, and I don't talk to him. And I have a friend in Moscow, and we were friends for more than 18 years, and we have very good contact. So we were colleagues before, and we were talking like very quite oftenly, discussing different topics and each other's families and everything. I have lots of families in Russia. I don't talk to anybody, for their being silent, for their approving, silent approving, and for their being not brave, not brave. So not all Russians, of course, there are some really, really good people and who is protesting and who demonstrate their attitude, but nobody let them talk there. That's dangerous for people there. But if most of people would raise, that would be much easier for them. Not just like, of course, hundreds of people. There are millions, 140 million country with population, I mean. So not all. His people are turning against him. Some of them, some, not everybody. Not everybody, of course, because really lots of people still think that it's a good thing that they start war, and it's right, and the truth is on their side, and they really consider they're protecting their country. As I told you, I gave you an example with a person who's divorced with the wife because he's pro-Russian and she is pro-Ukrainian. And when I talked with him, he asked me, what would you do if America will come to the border of your country and bring lots of weapons there and we're ready to fire? I asked, who was ready to fire you? Who touched you guys? Who touched you? Who dared before this war? Who dared even to think to touch Russia? Sorry. No, nobody. Nobody touched you. It's just your sick imagination, sick fantasies, or the fantasies which are given, the fantasies of this paranoid who is trying to put it in your mind to give you reasons why did he start this war. So you understand what I mean. Still, lots of simple people, I mean just Russian people, they are for war. They approve war, they support war, and they are happy like to have this war. They say they think they did good. Yeah, Nick, they will look at him and he will see that they are looking at a loser. Finally, I guess yes. I'm just wondering when this time will come. I'm just wondering. So sooner or later it must happen. It must happen. I'm just interested when people start to waking up. But if you look at some people, if you watch some maybe interviews of just people outside on the street, most of them, they say, oh yes, we did right, and we should keep going. We should keep going. So, yeah, Rodney, Vita, the light is better, and you're treating us with your lovely smile and beautiful foreign personality. Yeah, I'm always friendly and open, you know. The light, yeah, because it was too much light before, so I shaded a little bit with the curtains, and then I saw it start to be too dark, too dark. So, yeah. Okay, guys, they can go live in a forest in Siberia. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Could be a nice show. Yes. So guys, if you're not tired of me still, I'm waiting for questions. More. Так, I have missed your cutthroat views about everything. The Russians seem to be turning against Putin, but I feel this is more because of anti-mobilization, not anti-war. That's correct. That's correct. That was like the same. I answered the question. Yes, the people is protesting not because they don't want war, because they don't want to be amid. They don't want to be mobilized, to be sent. But what should we do now? That's also their responsibility. If people would stop that at the beginning, so maybe now would be absolutely different situation. Maybe the war already have stopped, you know, but now he will kill all man population of this country. Some of them will be like alcoholics, some injured, some handicapped, some killed, and part of them will escape to Ukraine also very possible, and lots of cases like this. So yeah. Tracy, I think that what we are seeing in the Russian population is much like the citizenry is a mix of zealotry and fear of the state. What is this zealotry, Tracy? I don't know this word, sorry. Zealotry. Does it mean? Vita, thank you for answering, because no one has been able to respond to that. I'm happy if I really satisfy you with my answer, if I hopefully I didn't offend anybody and didn't touch somebody's, I mean, sensitive sides. Okay, maybe somebody thinks in other way, but you know, just I'm telling what I feel and what I think. So if you're satisfied with that response, I'm happy if that was useful for you. Nice to know about that, Pierre. Referring to my previous question, where do they emerge from? From civils or soldiers? I forget what means emerge. Sorry, Pierre. Partisans, I mean. Doesn't matter. That's doesn't matter. People can be, you know, like Sumy region, it's considered to be partisan territory since history, since the World War II. That's what's considered partisans history. So mentality of our people, more like partisan people, you know. And when the war came here, partisans helped us much. Just people who gathered together secretly. It's not like they announced by someone to be partisans, okay? Like the governor come, okay, you are gathered in this group, and from now on you are partisans. No, they're just people who have same way of thinking, same ideas, same opinions. They gather secretly, make some plan, some bomb plan, right? And then they fulfill this plan. And the Sumy region was abandoned from the first day of war. That was horrible. We didn't have any military here, zero. Sumy actually survived only due partisans and just territorial defense. Groups of people who just gathered together with everything what they had. That's not also meme or not joke. People were fighting with sticks, they were making these burning mixtures, this cocktail, cocktail Molotova. So grandmothers, grandfathers, kids, people were throwing from the windows. It was a big tank driving. He was the first one from the column, and our people who was going to bank, this special protection car, which collects money from bank. Unfortunately, I don't remember the specific name, so you're gonna understand me what I mean. This car stopped the tank. They not only stopped, they caught all soldiers who were inside, and they were interviewing them and then given to police. So partisans, it's kind of people who are not responsible. They are not like with official military, so they are doing just what they want and what they think is necessary to do, just to make things easier for our military, to make some ideas spreading between population, and to make some, what's the right name, some small shitty things what can really spoil the mood of occupants, something like this. Now you satisfied with my answer? So it doesn't matter from where they are, from villages or from cities. Doesn't matter. So just a group of people who have same ideas and who decide to organize and to start making what they can do, just whatever they can do. Sorry, Rodney. Vita, we love being with you. Stay on stream as long as you wish, but only if you do not get too tired. That's not about getting tired. That's not about that. That's about technical issues, because actually we planned last week, but due to some circumstances I couldn't. And as I told you, sometimes can be serene, sometimes can be really chilling, and I need to listen, from what side is flying. Should I go to shelter or not? Electricity also, if I don't have electricity for a very long time, so it can be problem with charging my phone from what I'm streaming, right device. So like not about my being tired, but some circumstances about during this time. Russia is sending non-military with no training, no weapon experience, no idea what to do in war. They will just go and get killed, and Ukraine will hopefully reclaim more land back. Yeah, that's for what we hope. Some people really afraid of this collecting now big army of Russia, because it means the war will last longer, and we of course very tired of all this. And the less what I would like is to get into winter, because my recollections, my memories about it started in winter. So war makes things much, much, much harder in winter. It's cold, it's dark, it's like, it's more scary. It seems it's more scary when the sun is shining. Yeah, it's actually the same, but your feelings is more. I remember the day when we were sitting in basement and they made a big present for us. They bombed. It was March 7th, late evening. So they congratulate our women like this. They demolished the whole street, 27 private houses, just like zero. Lots of people were killed at that time, around 30 people, and even the people whom I know. The dog, one of the dog is still sitting, just imagine, on the ruins of the house and waiting for owners, still sitting, more than 6 months. And yes, one of the lady whom I knew, she was trying to escape from Sumy with 2 kids. One is just baby. It was the 3rd day of war, and she was killed just at the exit. Just at the exit of Sumy, they start to shoot just above the car, and they killed. She got injured, wounded in her head. So kids were safe and alive, but this lady whom I knew, she was killed trying just to escape from Sumy. It was very dangerous to escape. Lots of people were killed because we were blocked. Sumy were really blocked for 2 months. No products were coming here. No posts were working. Everything was closed. Banks, everything. That was scary times. That was scary times, yes. And more than half of the Sumy population escaped. Around 160,000 60,000 people. Yeah. So also, Vita, please can you let us know by notification when you will be live on the new channel and at what time is the best for you? We know you're busy with your duties and your family. Yeah, guys. No schedule. I will randomly go live. Yeah. So we will think about this. Yeah, you will get notifications. Mostly, I guess it will be plus minus the same time like today. It's the most convenient, I guess, weekends. But we're gonna make some schedule, but can be, of course, some. But you will see by notifications. You will see. We're gonna announce you. Okay, don't worry. You're gonna not miss it. Yeah. So what else, guys, you're interested in to listen? If they don't see a problem with bombing hospitals and maternities, but they are against mobilization, let them pay sending their sons to war. Absolutely, I agree with this idea. I have no empathy for people with that mindset. Absolutely agree, 100%. That's what I was telling to my friend yesterday. I said, what you guys expected? Not to her personally, right? But she said, oh, our men in shock. I said, of course they shock. And they should be shocked. Because if they support the war, they should expect one day they have to stand up and go. It's not like to talk to television or to in the car. Here is the right time to show the level of your patriotism. That's true. You told exactly the same words how I told her, how I explained her. So guys shouldn't be shocked now. If you didn't want, or if you could even imagine the situation will go this way, you should stop that. You shouldn't keep silence and you shouldn't support. But what can we do? What can we do? Nothing. Partisans sound similar to a militia, and sadly, I think this war will go into the winter months for sure, into New Year. I hope it doesn't, though. It's possible to leave Sumy now. Yes, now all roads are open. If you have money and desire, anyway, from Sumy even to Poland, direct bus. To Czech Republic, to Hungary, even to Great Britain, whatever. But at the beginning of March, when people start to run, oh my God, for me, that wasn't possible, actually, by the way, I can tell you. When the war started, February 24, my friend called me. It was 6 or 6:30 a.m. And he started to scream in the phone. The war started, we are being bombed. And I was shocked because I opened their eyes and I heard real explosions, boom, 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 real, in real life. I started crying, by the way. I was so shocked, and I sent husband to get some fuel and get some products. And by the way, the next day, all the credit cards were blocked because people start to take all the money from credit cards, and they were trying to get as much like fuel and products from credit cards, and all credit cards were blocked. And I was shocked. ATM didn't work. You couldn't get cash. 3-4 hours line of people under bombing. You understand? So people cannot stand outside. You can't. It's dangerous. As for fuel, that was my mistake. Few days ago, husband asked me, let's make full tank of fuel, but I was greedy enough because I missed some money. And they said, no, not the right time. We're going to make it later. That's not a problem. And here we are. It it wasn't possible to get fuel. So we were trying, but it wasn't possible. The lines were like 3-4 kilometers at every gas station. At the same time, sirens and bombing. So it wasn't possible to be far away from your house because no shelter and you are on the open air. And it's not like this. Now you can ignore siren, right? But that time, no, 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 no. So that was scary time. And the buses, they were very far from me, like 10 kilometers, 12 kilometers away from me. And they announced 30 minutes before leaving. So, okay, in some public chat, in 30 minutes, the bus will leave, and people run. Who could run? People who live very near from that place, right? Or who get into line. Just imagine, no transportation in the city, no taxi, no fuel, so I can't drive with 2 kids, because my husband couldn't, with 2 kids, with some baggage, 10 kilometers in minus 25 weather, and people came there, huge. I will show you next time the video, and you will understand the level of this disaster. It's like a live wave, you know. It's when you look at this crowd, you can't even imagine how many thousands of people were there. So around 160,000, it's more than half of Sumy left. People were escaping on cars. The price was huge. The price was huge. Lots of people were killed just at the exit. This what they did. So when these green corridors, as they call them, evacuation time, right? So actually it's a silence time, so no shooting. Oh, they were shooting, no problem. They were shooting just when people gathered and were trying to get into bus. They were shooting. That's okay for them. So it was even dangerous to be at that place. And some people, because it was just few buses, but so many people, and people were standing 10 hours, because normally it was like in the morning and in the evening, and people were standing 10 hours in line in this frost, even with babies. And when the time came for another bus, either no free space or the bus is cancelled because Russians shoot, and people just with nothing get back home again, no transportation, no taxi, nothing. That was horrible. So I even didn't try. I realized the impossibility of this action. And honestly, I didn't want. I don't want to go to Europe to live in some gyms like, or some camps like people did, and these animals, like, oh my God. I said no. My mom was against. I never could leave her here alone. If something happened, I would never forgive myself. So, and especially there were problems with mobile connection. Sometimes we stayed without connection and we didn't know if like we alive or not. So our messaging at that time was just like, are you alive? Are you alive? Are you alive? Just one word. Alive, alive, close to you, far from you, from what side, what street, what side, what street. So just like simple words. That's it. So we are hearing some bomb falling down, but if it's not right here, yeah, maybe some other street. So we were texting like, yeah, something like this. So actually to escape was a real issue. But part of Sumy people decide to stay here, and thanks God we're alive. Why do you think so many Ukrainians were shocked by the start of the war? I ask because weeks before the war started, all Western media and intelligence services were trying to tell you war was coming. Yeah. I believed, and I was really scared. I believed, and I was really scared, and I can confess you, I even called to fortune teller just to see what's gonna happen. She, by the way, told me that the Kharkov will be in a very bad situation. I was surprised there. Why Kharkov? She said Kharkov is much pro-Russian oriented people and Kharkov will suffer a lot. She told me that. But still, people hoped as every Ukrainian hoped, there will be kind of peace agreement. So we were thinking it comes, so he will demonstrate us something, he will show that he is ready, he would scare us. But at this last moment, we couldn't believe that the 21st century, the time of civilization and peace, some idiot can start bombing another country just next to him, who was considered to be part of the family, like brothers and sisters, where half of relatives in Ukraine and half of relatives mixed and confused in Russia. That just was something unbelievable. So if I would, even we heard this news, but our politicians, for example, kept telling us that Sumy is not interesting for Russians, strategically not interesting. Oh my God, we enjoyed all the not being interested for two and a half, even being now. February 24th, the first day since I was announced by my friend that the war started, at 10 or 11 a.m., the huge column, 7-kilometer long, of Russians were already in Sumy, from one end of Sumy to another. So can you imagine the feeling? Yeah. That's why people were shocked, because nobody believed. We couldn't believe it can happen in reality. We thought somebody will solve the problem and will be find a solution and kind of agreement. Maybe he will set some conditions to our government, and our government will say, okay, this part of agreement we can do, we can complete, will be set some days, some dates. And so we thought like this. And of course we were shocked to hear bomb explosions. Every normal person would be. Yeah. Lifestyle. Aren't Ukrainian and Russian same people? No, we are not anymore. We were once in the past. Now, nothing similar. Whoever you ask now from Ukraine, if we are the same people, everybody would say, no, we are not, and never actually wasn't. Because too big difference, even, yeah, we same, like in appearance, physically we look the same. Same language, right? Same culture, almost same. But it's like, I can tell you, it's like Ukrainian and Russian people before confused America and Canada. I can tell you the secret. Some people were thinking that that's almost the same country, because same language and same mentality, way of thinking, and all the rest. But yeah, physically, visually, we are the same, almost the same. But mentality is different, history is different, language is different. They cannot pronounce the words palyanitsa, how we Ukrainian can do, and now we can differentiate, because never Russian person can pronounce properly this word. That's not a meme also, by the way. That's not a joke. On the checkpoints, some people were really checking every car, and they ask people to call this, to say this word palyanitsa, because if you're not Ukrainian, your articulation cannot pronounce this properly. Oh, here you are, so you are Russian, you are not Ukrainian. But no, we are not the same, and from now on we are not the same. Nothing. I hear many bad echoes about Ukrainian women who left as refugees for Europe. Why is that? What do you mean bad echoes? What do you mean? Explain more, because I can confuse what exactly you want to ask. Being hit by others and sometimes to death in the roads while they tie them to trees in public, accusing them to the bandits. Could you please talk about this? Didn't get, anyway. You mean who was tying them? Who was tying? Can you clarify that? they're called looters. Marodiori. Yes. Marodiori. Yes, that was really, even now, our court in Sumy, we still keep finding people who were doing these things. And yeah, that was true, because when Russian occupied cities, for example, or bombed some house, these people having no dignity or principle or clear mind, they were robbing these houses, trying to steal something from shops, from houses. And yes, when people learned about that, they tied them to the electrical things, right, and to trees with a scotch, with a band, and punishing them. Yeah, because people were very angry with them. Yeah. So even now, our court keep finding people who were robbing during that active phase here, right? So they will be punished, yeah, and they're being punished right now. That's considered to be like, like really, really bad, because people suffering anyway, and you, the same nation, the citizens, instead of helping, just making the situation the worse. So that's considered like really bad. Yeah. But Putin says Ukrainian and Russians are same. No, let him say whatever his dirty mouth can say. No, we are not the same, and we are not the same anymore. We are not this. We are not brothers. We are not sisters. We are not the same family. We are not neighbors. Even unfortunately, we are neighbors. But we were trying. We're gonna try to protect our borders in the future, like with big walls or something. So from now on, it will be kind of like in Israel. So even when and if the war stops, we never can be relaxed, especially such a region like mine, because we are just exactly on the borderline. So they can shoot anytime. You never know. So yeah, he can say whatever he wants. Who will listen now what he's saying? Jacob. I hear that Ukraine and Russian haven't liked each other for a long time. I hear that Russian TV puts a lot of bad propaganda for a long time. Exactly. Sorry, guys. Guys, I'm sorry. I see we are almost 2 hours online with you, and I really need to have some break until it's not so dark. Okay, so I hope you're gonna forgive me that I will leave you. I want to remind you today, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, you're gonna watch live stream Anya interviewing Svetlana, who was unfortunately put on a scam web site. Okay, so I think that will be exciting for you. And also don't forget that my streams further on will be not on this channel, but it will be on ukrainedating.tv. So don't confuse, subscribe, please. Don't forget to like my video today, because it was really difficult for me to start streaming for you again, guys. I put a lot of efforts. So if you really like, then you like. If you don't, then you don't like. Okay, but don't forget to subscribe who still didn't do that, because we need new subscribers to share the information. Thank you, Juan. Guys, thanks for everybody who joined today. I was really, really pleased from all my heart. I'm very thankful for your nice words, for your memories. Tracy, thank you too. Hopefully I didn't do too much mistake. Hopefully didn't offend anybody by my straight political views or too open emotions. Okay, folks, thanks for everybody who joined. Please join us next time. Jacob, thanks. Prepare your questions, any topic, sex, girls, drugs, politics, war, whatever you want. So that was joke, but you always, you can always ask me, and whatever I'm aware of, I will share with you. Okay, it was very nice to see you today. Thanks for everything, and hope to see you next time very soon. Okay, I will not make you wait too long, guys. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye bye, everybody. Have a nice, great weekends. Hope.